Hi, Elisabeth. It's great to see you here. Welcome to St. Louis.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on Nona Gabrindashvili, the first female grandmaster being here in St. Louis for the Cairns Cup?
Well, I think I've met Nona many years ago, and I remember when I was a kid, my father told me that she is the woman not only achieving the world championship title, but also the woman who is the first grandmaster ever. And I think she had a great influence on women's chess, not only in Georgia, worldwide. And of course, we should always remember and be respectful to such celebrities because, people tend to forget how difficult it was back then actually to make a living out of chess and to be appreciated as a female chess player. And since I am very much aware of that, for me, players like Nona, but also like Pia Kramling, I have always huge respect for, and of course, for me, they were idols of my childhood.
How do you stay sharp for so many years? You have been one of the top players for decades. What's your secret?
Well, actually, I had periods where I didn't really wanted to play much chess, but then actually I always managed to return. And to be honest to you, without the Cairns Cup, I wasn't even sure I would play any tournament this year. But then when this invitation came, it felt to me like a sign, so I should return. But in general, I'm doing a lot of sports nowadays, and I'm also teaching. And of course, a lot of people tend to say that when you teach, you lose a lot of energy. But I would consider myself clever because what I'm teaching is usually I'm opening new books, I'm reading the stuff myself, and then I'm going to explain it to my pupil. And that way, actually, I'm training chess indirectly. So I guess that is not such a bad thing as people tend to say, because in the Corona times when I started teaching, actually, after the tournaments were beginning again after the lockdown, I gained 50 rating points. So suddenly I was back almost in the top 10, and I was thinking okay, maybe teaching is not so bad after all.
I don't think so, yeah. And also you mentioned you didn't want to play chess. What it is connected with? Is your personal feeling, or do you think it's just burnout?
No, it's not about burnout. It's about a private decision because, I'm 39, and actually, my dream was always to make a family. So obviously, the discussion of having a baby would be a nice thing, and that's actually one of the reasons why I'm trying to make this dream at some point come true. But it's apparently not so easy.
Well, I hope your dream will come true. And let's talk about your life recently. What happened in Salamanca? I saw on your social media that you got robbed, and I'm so sorry. It must be very scary.
Well,
to go through that.
We got robbed because it was actually the wallet of my boyfriend who was stolen. And actually, for me, the sad part was that in the very early morning when we took off, before taking off to Madrid, I told him to place his wallet somewhere else because I have some experience obviously from former travels, and then when we got out of the train in Salamanca, his wallet was gone, and inside the wallet was of course his documents, a lot of money, and it was just basically we came to this tournament and I already wanted to go home. And actually, for me, it was interesting because I was sure I wouldn't be able to play chess at all, but I won the first two games against Maria and Eduardo, and then I thought maybe sometimes this kind of inside anger is not so bad after all. I finished with 3.5 out of 7, and I was very happy regarding the fact that everything else went pretty bad, and I was also happy that Iberia Airlines allowed us to come home without documents, so we could just go with a police paper. And I was relieved because I was afraid to be stuck a couple of days more, and obviously it was a very bad experience. But after that, I got a Cairns Cup invitation.
Good things are coming. Here we go, right?
I got a Cairns Cup invitation, and I've got some other invitation. I was maybe karma actually works in my case.
It compensates somehow out, and we're so glad to see you here. So, what do you do when you don't play chess? You said you're very into sports lately.
Well, actually, I have a spinning bike at home. I think most of you know what is a spinning bike, so it's just a bike like a normal bike, but you can actually change the strength of, I don't know how you say it in English actually, but you can do a lot of things on the spinning bike. And then on YouTube there are different courses, so there's actually a woman who's always going on different courses, sometimes hills up, hills down, and different speeds. And actually I'm doing her courses, and it's actually quite good cardio, and it keeps me fit. And the best part is, like, the weather doesn't matter because it's at home, so it's in front of the TV, so it can be winter, it can be summer, it can be hot, it can be cold, and I can just do it all the time. So that's one of the things. And also I'm living close to a lake, so when the summertime comes, basically now, we can just swim in the lake, and that's also something which I'm doing quite often.
That's amazing to hear, and thank you for the interview. Good luck with your tournament.
Thank you.
Thanks.